here.
Or I could change the, I'll start it over and change the orientation, maybe.
You're right up against there. It's facing the wrong way. Okay.
You both in that?
You might want to use this one here. Take these headphones, put them back on here. Take these ones. And there you go. Now we both in all of the screens. Just, yeah. That is a podcast. Fuck you mean it is that?
She said,
I'll be fucking with people. Say dumb shit. All right. Go ahead and start recording and go live. Okay. Everything starts. It never fails, honestly. Like, we are talking about. I got the homie jRag in the building today, man. Like, long time industry homie. With some really dope relationships. Rag, what's going on with you, bro?
not much, man. I can't complain. Same stuff, really. Just grinding still.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, here's my thing. Like, people say they grinding, right? You can't hear?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Wait, say something.
You. Can you hear me still?
I can't. I'm trying to figure out why you can't hear your headphones. All right, you hear them?
Let me see.
Check. Can you hear me?
No.
You switch the headphones. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to look into that later, but welcome to Who Got Lyrics, Philadelphia hip-hop news. I'm Montana Blak. Like I said, I'm here with my man, jRag, longtime partner. Been doing this thing in Philadelphia for about as long as I've been doing mine. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Nino Breeze today.
Today?
I called him today just to tap in with him.
Yeah, he's good. He's still doing his thing in Vegas.
And I love to see that, and I check for him and see the things that he's doing in Vegas, and he got his own show going on. It's almost like he got a residency in Vegas right now. He's
got a residency. He's been doing it for it's like almost 8 years now.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I love it. We're going to touch on some topics today, bro, that's been like under my skin for the last 15 years. Because you hear people use this term so loosely.
Definitely loose.
I mean, like, in my opinion, this should only be used when there is something worthy of being called what this is used for. Like, if you're going to put legend in front of somebody's title, oh, they a legend, he a legend. You got to be able to tell me what they did that was legendary.
And there's got to be a certain amount of time put in. I don't think somebody's been out for a year or two could be.
You can do something legendary.
You can do something legendary.
That don't make.
But you can't be a legend. Or iconic.
I think you can. Like if you slay a giant. You know what I'm saying? If you came out and you battled Eminem. Okay. And in the first year you came out, you got into it with Eminem and you battled Eminem and you shut him down.
Okay, that would
be a legend.
That would be legendary.
That would be legendary. Right? But if you can't tell me what you did and nobody can explain to me what you did. If all you did was rap, you just rapped. You good. You don't gotta move yours.
All right, I'm good.
You good. If all you did was rap and made rap records, right? Now, how you came to popularity, does that make you legendary? The vehicle in which was used to get you known, does that make you legendary?
No, I don't think so. I think it takes a little bit more than that. That might be the start of it.
I'm going to have to agree with you, bro.
I think that could be the start of it.
I'm going to...
On a legendary path.
You're on a legendary path. So what... All right, so if I say the name Tough Crew, would that be legendary?
Legendary. I think they're legendary Philly hip,
Yes.
culture. Yes.
Culturally legendary for this reason.
They go back as far as Larry Lair.
They go back even further, right?
This
and
is true.
Larry Lair don't have a hit record.
No.
Tough Crew, you don't until you have a hit record, you're not in the music business. That's my take.
Yeah.
Until you have a hit record, you're not in the music business, right? You got to have a hit record to consider yourself in the music business. I don't have a hit record.
Yeah, no, I don't really. Like as far as a solo artist, I don't.
You can have many records. You can have, and you can be doing business with inside of the industry. But until you have a hit record, you're not in the music business. Now, as far as being a legend, Tough Crews, I'm gonna say they're a legend because their record will still move a party today.
Yes.
You can play My Part of Town in a party amongst any age bracket, and the party is still going to jump.
They played that at a wedding I was at last month.
That's legendary.
No idea. They just played it. And I don't even think the DJ was from Philly. I think it was a Miami DJ.
So Khaled said this is one of his favorite groups. DJ Khaled said this is one of his favorite. Legendary.
Yeah.
Now answer me this.
And I think that song moved in Miami too.
It did.
I think it
amongst because they was on tour with Luke and all of them.
Yeah, I think it had a lot of traction in Miami.
In Miami, that song was really big, right? So this is my thing too, right? When you put in legend on somebody's name, people even put legend on my name. And if I was to explain why people will put legend on my name, do you know any Philly rapper that signed themselves to their own label?
Besides myself? No.
Well, now that makes two of us now.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yes.
So I remember when I went to Atlantic, I already had my label in place.
Now, hold on. Did you sign yourself to your label with
like a contract? So
a contract with the money?
Because I wanted to get payroll from myself.
So what did you do? Let's break this down. So when you signed yourself to your own label, what did you do?
So while I was recording the project, I created Mindscape Entertainment as a label and an LLC and a limited liability corporation.
Mm-hmm. That's a LLC.
And then so when I was going shopping myself,
you shopped yourself to the.
I was shopping the label also. So that way, and then I was already set up to give myself a tax ID and give myself a payroll check.
So you did the EIN with the LLC, and you were paying yourself through your label.
And that way I was still paying taxes on it.
So this is gonna be two ways.
So that way, if I had to go independent completely, it was still the same setup.
It was a safe set. Now, what I did, I cut out the labels. I went straight to Wachovia Bank.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And got a revolving equity loan for my business of $50,000, right? Under Hugging the Block Entertainment.
Okay.
In the EIN, right? Now you have to be structured correctly in order to get in order to get money from a bank on a equity loan for your business.
Oh yeah, because you have to have something for them to take.
Exactly.
If it doesn't,
so
they got to recoup their money. So it has to.
So what I did was signed myself to that label right, to Hugging the Block Entertainment with a $40,000 advance.
Okay.
And paid myself. And this is how I brought 3-6 Mafia and Papoose, Delaware Avenue. This is how I was able to have the Fully Jammed concert series from all the way up until 2008, 2009.
I remember those actually.
Right. So that was all me.
Yeah.
Right. I was doing my Mike Mondays at 12th and Race. Right. We also did Talented Tuesdays at Champagne's. Right. Ooh.
I remember Champagne's too.
I'm
probably dating myself, but
this is legend. Right. I wasn't on no DVDs. I wasn't.
No, yeah.
I didn't do the battle rap on the DVDs.
No, I never did either.
No.
That wasn't the lane I was trying to go.
It definitely.
I wasn't trying to get stuck in that lane because I was trying to make commercial
and
music.
a lot of people did get stuck
words.
in that lane. Right. I even was going to make an album called Commerce Chill Music. Commercial music. It was called Commerce Chill. I never put the album out because after a while I just thought that was corny. But
people hate that word, commercial music. But it's how else are you supposed to sell music? If you're doing it to make a living,
music is supposed to
it's got to
be commercialized in order to sell it. Now, that's only when you're dealing with the music business. When you're talking about hip hop is the opposite of commercial music. If your music sells commercially, then it's not hip hop. Hip hop is the opposing force to commercial music.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I never put the album out called Commerce Chill Music, because I didn't want to do commercial music, even though I made.
Then you would have put yourself in another lane.
I made industry ready records.
So yes, that was my goal, creating too.
But I also wanted to make timeless classics. Right. At the same time, I wanted to keep it hip hop. Like EPMD is my favorite hip hop group. Eric Sherman, Perry Smith was my favorite hip hop group, and outside of Tough Crew, right? Because I was listening to EPMD before I heard Tough Crew. My brother introduced me to Tough Crew, and then I met Tone Love in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And he became my mentor in making music.
I still would run into Joe every once in a while.
Joe.
DJ,
Tough.
Sorry,
Too tough.
Yeah.
No.
But I would run into him every once in a while at like a party, or a friend of mine, Mike Wills, was like they grew up together.
Right.
So like he would come to parties and stuff, and so I would run into him even later, like in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. He would still be out there.
And he's still doing it.
He'd still be out there doing it.
Like I was just with them on December the 6th at the City Winery, and the show was bananas.
I think didn't they go last year to the Roots picnic?
They was at the.
They were wandering. I don't know if they performed or had any set. I don't know.
I don't know neither. I
could have sworn I bumped into one of them there.
But they were at the joint in Atlantic City, the 50 years of hip hop, when hip hop turned 50 years old.
And as they should be.
And I was there with them.
Major contribution.
And that was major. That was major. I had an amazing time, and it was just big. The event.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I clarify that because Turn it down a little bit. Okay. All right. So we're talking about legendary. Now I didn't know you. And I feel like I should have known that you did. You did sign yourself to your own label.
Yeah. It was always mine. Even when I was shopping with Atlantic, and I went to a couple.
Mm-hmm.
But Dora McIntosh at Atlantic Records was the one that really actually helped me out. She took her time. She was the A&R along with Lenny S. at Atlantic at that time. But even though I was shopping with them, she still brought me to other labels, like to help. She was like, I want other people just in case it doesn't make its way through Atlantic. Let me bring you to other places, including Bad Boy. I went to Def Jam. I went to, all this.
So where did you want to land at?
I wanted to land at Atlantic, so I had more control over my music.
Okay.
And so that was my main focus. But I think at that time I probably would have went anywhere. Honestly, I did want to land it. It was if I was going to go with one of the independent, I would have wanted Bad Boy at the time. Okay. In hindsight, I don't know. Maybe that probably wouldn't have been the best. But at the time, they were still big and popping. So it was.
Listen, I'm not taking away from the growth of Bad Boy Records and what he did, but
just a lot of the artists seemed like they kind of
the ethics of over at Bad Boy was was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How they obtained their legendary status was wrong. How he went about it, how Sean Combs went about it.
Yeah, the contracts were crazy.
Yeah. And all of the artists, a lot of the artists, like they died, they was unhappy. Like nobody
ended up with no money. And a lot of that's not his fault, you know, but I'm sure he didn't help the situation.
No, I can't say that he did.
Blame anybody else for what you did,
but
now
I can say Puff is a legend though.
He's a legend. Legendary.
Puff
He's
is a legend and legendary. He's changed
aside from his personal shit.
Even you know, with the negative things that went on, he definitely changed the game because who wants to sign to a label at this point?
No, a lot of it people don't.
Yeah, no.
The major label situation is
it's a dead end situation. Like nobody really wants to do that at this point.
No,
like they're signing AI artists. What do you think about the AI artists that are getting signed?
I think it's crazy. It's amazing how they make it work. I give it that.
Bro, you can sit
because it's crazy.
Make AI music and upload it and make millions off of it.
You could use my voice doing it, your voice doing it.
Right.
Anybody.
So
it's crazy how they've managed to do it.
I think Beanie Siegel is reconstructing his voice to use and using AI to recreate albums or make new albums.
Make new albums, make with his old voice tone.
Yeah, with his old voice tone.
See, now that, I like it.
I love that for him.
I like it for that.
You know what I'm saying? For that.
Because what happened to him was out of his control.
Right.
But having an artist named whatever, and then
just
generating money, who gets it? Just the label. So it's just a profit grab.
I mean,
because there's no real artist getting the money. So
ain't that what it always been?
Well, it's always been like that. Now there's no point going to the artist or whatever they were trying to give away.
There's no point in signing any artist. Like when you can go and make a beat on AI, make the lyrics on AI, make everything with artificial intelligence, and then create the buzz, the propaganda, and everything right through AI. Like it's that's the move now.
Yeah, it's crazy. But now, if you use it for fixing music or touching up music, or
what do you mean?
You know, like if you want, say, you record a version of a song that's R&B, and you're like, let's see what this would sound like if it was a country version, and you want to use AI to kind of tweak it to spin it more towards a country version or a rock version to see what it would sound like.
Hold that for 1 second.
I think that will be okay.
I knew I wasn't hearing nothing in the headphones. Like, why is that?
You're still not hearing anything? I can hear me, but now I'm not hearing you.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, now I'm not hearing you. Now I hear that.
Right.
Which is weird. Because if I can hear that, why can't I hear your voice?
I can see the. Check.
Yep.
Man. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to end this broadcast right here. We're going to come back to it and do a part 2. I got to make sure that this audio is getting set up correctly.
Get the sound right.
All right. Is not. Video